Hey guys, welcome back. I want to give some more tips for husbands. So this will be tips for husbands part 3. Okay, I made some notes and I want to share these things with y'all. I know husbands can really struggle because they don't know what to do. They don't understand women. They think that we're crazy. They think that we are all kinds of things. So I want to just give a few more tips for anybody out there who may need encouragement. So that's the goal of this video, is to encourage you, okay? I want to encourage you in your relationship with your wife. Try to move away from the mentality of the black and white thinking. I did a video on black and white thinking, and that mentality does not help you in a marriage. It gets you into the mindset and the back and forthness of success, failure, success, failure. And so just like I encourage people not to condemn and judge themselves in daily life for something they may do that, where they normally would condemn themselves, don't condemn yourselves and judge yourself in your marriage either. You're in a process that God has designed, okay? You're in a process, and you need to just let the process take place. Let it happen, okay? He's growing you up into Christ. He's teaching you to love your wife. You want to back up and don't focus so much on each interaction you have, whether it's good or bad or, judging it, but back up and over time you will see a trajectory over the life of your marriage of what the Lord is doing. Okay, I want to make the very important point that as the husband, you are the head of the marriage. You're the head. Okay, with that in mind, take a moment and think about if you have ever gone on a diet or an exercise program or undertaken something that is new and different. Okay, just for you as a person, how did that work? You had to think about it. You had to make the daily changes and move in a different direction or go to the gym or whatever you did. And you knew that, after 1 week, you weren't going to see results. You were thinking, 6 months or a year down the road, you may be able to notice results. But you were just deciding to do that every day just because you knew you were going to reap what you sowed in the end. And so think about that. Okay, your head decided, I'm going to do this. So you start doing things. And so how long will it take to see results in the body? I don't know. It depends on what it is and how much you invest, right? So your wife is the body. You are the head. And when you shift, you're like the rudder on the ship. And she's the ship, kind of. You turn that rudder and you can turn the whole ship around, but it takes time. It's a big ship and it turns around real slowly, okay? So have this mentality that it's okay for it to take time. What else? You'll go through seasons where you'll see a lot of change, and then there will be resistance in the relationship. Why? Because of all of the inertia of what had gone on before. It still wants to continue going. So when you make the changes, there's going to be seasons of progress, and there'll be seasons of stagnancy and seasons of resistance, and you'll go back to what you did before. So it is 2 steps forward, 1 step back, sometimes 1 step forward, 2 steps back. But in the overall life of the marriage, you are growing little by little. So stick to the program, as I'm encouraging you to stick to the program of learning to love your wife, to remain in a humble and teachable spirit, and think long term. Also, try not to focus on, what did we talk about this in one of the videos of Ending the War of Myself? It was either chapter 6 or 7. Anyway, I think it was chapter 6. But anyway, don't focus always on the current feeling that you have right now or the current situation you have right now. think about the long-term effects of how it's going to be if you keep on doing what you're doing. Remember, you're the head. And so it takes a while for the head to keep making those good decisions for the body to come around and look different or behave differently, right? Or have a different blood pressure or different, blood count for whatever. It takes time. So let each little interaction be one little drop in the bucket of shifting this energy between you. And you, being the head, decide how fast that's going to happen. By how humble you are, by how gentle you are, by how teachable you are, by how forgiving you are. See, your wife is going to reflect exactly what you do. And if you have been stomping on her toes all this time, no judgment or condemnation, whether you knew it or not, you're going to reap some of those seeds back for a while before you start reaping all the good seeds you're putting in now. So I'm trying to help you back up and see that, when you start doing these things, don't be discouraged. Don't judge yourself and say, oh, this doesn't work. Oh, it definitely does work, but you have to have the persistence and the long-term mentality, the marathon mentality. Also, any earthquakes that you experience with your wife, if she is upset or you make her cry or she's angry or she's, having a nuclear meltdown, whatever these are, don't judge her and don't say, oh, she's crazy. Oh, she's, this will never work. Don't make those statements to yourself. Think of her interactions with you these times when she's not happy with you as earthquakes. Think of them as earthquakes where God is making a new landscape in your relationship. Okay, it's an earthquake, and He's making a new landscape in your relationship. So don't think to yourself, she's crazy, this will never work. Say, she has a heart, and she's expressing that heart, and I need to be receptive to that heart. Maybe I need to put on a helmet and a bulletproof vest, but when she calms down, I can receive that heart of hers, because her heart is the school of becoming Christ-like for the husband. Okay? So what you want to do over time is learn to be stable. The more unstable she gets, the more stable you get. Okay? Pray. The Lord can shift your heart and help you do this. While she's upset, you can be calm. You can have that mindset of, we are separate. Yes, we're married, but she is over there and she's her, and I'm over here and I'm me, and she can be upset and I can stay calm. I do not have to react to her, because the words that she's speaking are coming out of her heart, and she's expressing that heart. And I'm man enough to stand here or sit here and listen to her and contain her while she's upset. You know how when you have a little maybe 2-year-old and they're having a temper tantrum, a good parent will hold the child while the child screams and kicks and says, I hate you, and the parent will contain the child, hold them firmly, and let them burn out on their tantrum to show them that the parent is in control, and that I'm not going to let you, become uncontained, because I'm right here with you. It's that kind of a thing with your wife that you can learn to do. You can learn to contain her anger, not control it, not minimize it, but just be there. Be this rock of masculinity. And that is such a wonderful thing that a wife needs. The little boy in you will want to run away. The little boy, or maybe the teenager in you, will want to, come back and say something sassy or mean. But deal with those parts of your heart with the Lord or in your small group, and ask the Lord to lead you to become more just stable when she is unstable. And again, she and her behavior and her heart is a teaching tool from the Lord to you. See, this is heavenly sandpaper. And in this relationship, He's conforming you to the image of Christ. Yes, He is. So, in summary, as the head goes so goes the body. But just like a diet and exercise program or whatever you're doing that you decide with your head to do with your body, it takes time. So give it time to take root and give her time to believe that you're even doing this, and give her time to bring up the wounds that are hurting still, that are blocking her from being in total agreement with you because she doesn't trust you, because you haven't made right what you've done wrong in her heart. So each time one of these places comes up, say, what have I done to offend you? I'm so sorry. Please tell me. I don't want to do it again. And go over parts 1 and 2 of tips for husbands, and get to be good at that. Get to be an expert at that. And you will smooth off so many rough edges in your marriage. Because the scripture says, receive one another as Christ has received us. And the highest relationship is marriage. See, so the husband is the head of that. And he is the one that must learn to receive the most at the highest level. Why? Because he's the greatest servant, right? Because he's the head, he's equal to Christ. Your wife's just the body. The silly body of Christ that doesn't know what it's doing, that doesn't listen, that's got a dirty dress, that's not ready for the wedding. You want to be that solid rock of masculinity for her, and you will be surprised at how things will turn around over time, in God's timing, in His way, and you will not believe in 5, 10, 20 years, you're going to look back and say, wow, I can't believe all he had done. I was hopeless, or I couldn't believe that he would do this, but he has. See, he will do it. So, I can't read what I wrote in this note, but anyway, there are going to be lots of ups and downs. Let the ups and downs come. Let life happen. Let the process take place. Let her have her emotions. Let her have her needs. Let her have her hormones and her PMS and her menopause and whatever she's going through. You can be thankful that you don't have to deal with all of these hormones that we have. Okay? They're not fun. I can tell you firsthand, they are not fun at all. And sometimes you feel like you don't even know yourself. You feel like you have no control over your own body and your own mind. So it can be kind of a disturbing, scary thing to have hormones, and you know that time of the month is coming and you don't know when it's going to hit. It's like you're being ambushed by this invisible monster. There are a lot of things that women go through that men don't understand. So try to have empathy for your wife. Thank God that you're a man and not a woman. And just press into the Lord and ask Him to give you His heart. His heart. The heart that He has for His bride. Ask Him to give you that heart for your bride. Okay, I hope these tips are helpful. And watch parts 1 and 2 if you haven't. And I just pray for you that you would have courage and strength and the peace of the Lord as you pursue this this endeavor that you're up against. But the Lord is on your side, and He's going to make a way for you because your eyes are on Him, you're trusting in Him, you're focusing on Him, and although you don't understand it with your human understanding, you're doing what He says. And in that, He will bless you because you're lining yourself up with Him. See, when you do that, all of heaven is on your side. Okay, I want you to remember that. All right, you guys have a blessed week, and I'll see you next time.